I'd just like to thank my mates Don and Jean for catching up with us, and also for Phil, the owner of the Carnarvon Space and Technology Museum, for allowing us to use their patch of car park for the evening. And fantastic place, not a problem. If you're in Carnarvon, you've got to come to this place because it is an absolute blowout. Do it. Heading on into Rocky Pool, where we had planned to camp last night, and we got a better offer. We're going to go in and show Bruce what it's all about. It's a pretty little place. A little oasis on the Gascoigne River, Rocky Pool. Well, g'day. Just down here we have the Gascoigne River, which we're about to go and cross. We'll go and let our tyres down for that one, I think. There was a little bit of water in it a month ago. I suspect that water's probably gone now, but the river sand's a bit soft, so we'll let our tyres down, be done with it. And then we're going to go all the way up the western edge of the Kennedy Ranges, cross the top and come down the eastern side. So I'd like to dedicate this part of the journey to my recently lost friend Magoo. Magoo used to follow all my travels. Used to say I was a bit like Mike and Mal Leyland. An absolutely top bloke, taken far too young, only a couple of weeks, younger than me. So I'm going to dedicate the West Kennedy crossing to my mate Magoo. And I'll make sure I have a beer for you tonight. Rest in peace, mate. So we are here. We're going to shoot up to Mookate Spring, up to Yanny Spring. We might camp up at Chaff Cutters, Pharaoh as well. And around this point here, the track data is pretty average, but apparently we can get across over to here somewhere. It'll be further up anyway to Sandeman Station. So that's the plan. Just going down 18 on the front, 20 on the rear as a starter. See how we go. Of the West Kennedy Ranges with the wildflowers in the background, foreground. Oh, short hop up the road, we come to the Mookate Mind. I'm pretty sure this stuff's known as Mookate. It's just a type of jasper, a colourful rock, and they polish it up and it makes pretty stones. You can see the colours, the yellows and the reds and the whites. But you can see all the different colours in the rock. Must be pretty cool when it's all cut and polished. Alright Bruce, how about we go have a look at Mookate Spring, eh?
Yeah, no worries.
It's only just up the road. Here's the old Mookate out camp. Mattress if anybody needs it, under shelter. Mookate Spring, plenty of water. You can cross the river on the other side up there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mookate Spring. Seeing there's people here, I'm not going to put the drone up.
Okay.
People get a bit annoyed. The spectacular West Kennedys. She's a harsh country for sure. All the water on those ranges has to go somewhere. This is where it goes. We are back to Yanny Spring. I'll go in and have a look. See how much water's in the spring. Welcome to Yanny Spring, folks. Warren and I camped here last time I was here. Beautiful place to camp. We were listening to old mate Dingo all night, howling through the hills. Just a little bit of water. We go check out the spring. Alright Bruce, hit me, let's do a depth test on Yanny Spring, shall we?
You ready?
Go for it.
Wow. Just touching bottom.
Just touching bottom.
That might have been a rock. It still goes down, but look at that.
Isn't that incredible?
That is amazing.
You wouldn't have thought so, would you?
No, not looking at it like that.
No. So I said, don't walk on it.
Well, I'd definitely just be that sticks taller than me.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter where you go. There's always a tosser. You tossers. Unbelievable. Sharkcaver Spring, potentially going to be our campsite for the night, depending on what it looks like. I think it's going to be very much similar to Yanny. Please leave tidy. That is a bloody good idea. Oh, it looks lovely down here. So we'll cross over here and go down for a look, shall we? Deeper into the gorge up here too. I think it might actually be prettier. Sharkcaver Spring, what a beautiful little place. Stuck in some gorge country for the West Kennedys. Lots of bird life going off. Creek system down there in front of us. And some massive open ground in which to camp up in. Bloody lovely. So it's 3:30 in the afternoon. We're going to pull up stumps and have a beer. quite windy chaff cutter's spring. I've just woken up. I must have slept pretty hard last night because I've just been over to see Bruce, and as you can probably hear, it's very windy here this morning, so it's going to be a hot day. Bruce says the wind started 20 past 2 this morning. He couldn't get his tent pegs to hold in the ground. Eventually he gave up and slept in the car, so he's not going to be very happy today. I told him he should have woken me up and I would have given him some pegs, but he didn't. So I'm going to try and see if I can get a coffee made in this bloody breeze. That's going to be a challenge. And then we'll see if we can actually get up and over the top of the Kennedys. Day 2, West Kennedys, more of the same, rocks and washouts. Oh, this bloody car, I've never touched my base plates on the patch. All I do is touch the base plates on this car. Do something with the front end, I think. Definitely into the climbing the range territory now. It's got a whole lot slower and rougher. That's not too bad. That sand dune, man, that's fantastic, and we're going straight over the top of it, New River.
Where'd you have your GoPro out?
I'm filming on the one on the in the car.
Okay, great.
I'm pretty sure we're at the top of the Kennedys now. I've just got these massive sand dunes, massive red sand dunes. They just look so spectacular. But I've just whizzed past what looks like it's going to be a visitor's book, which I didn't know existed. We'll go, yep, that's what we got. Well, we're up on top of the Kennedy Ranges now. Haven't got too much further to go before we somehow start making our way back down and hopefully make it to Sandeman Station, where we can shoot off for Gassy Junction. Very slow, rocky, nothing too technical, just expect a few bloody rock scrapes and bumps and a couple of pinstripes, but nothing drastic. But man, what an epic drive. Just over the back here, I'm just going to put the drone up. You got to see it. The view is to die for. The abandoned Merlin Lee Homestead, apparently. Hell of a place to have a house. The drive down the eastern side of the range really was a non-event. Before you knew it, you're at the base of the range. It was so completely different to climbing the western side, it wasn't funny. Bit late to tell us no entry now. I just travelled it for the last 150 odd kilometres. We just crossed the Lions River and thinking it's 4:45, it's probably time to pull up. Bruce looks absolutely shagged. Cheers, young fella.
Yeah, cheers, man. Well done.
Hard day.
Yeah.
My front end keeps hitting the ground for some reason. Need to do something about that. I need to get a bit more lift on the front, bit of a heavier spring, I think. But yeah, big day. I think we left about 8:30.
Yeah, it would have been there.
It was before 9, and we didn't get here till after 5, by the time we got firewood. Only did 160 k's. We were only, at the first part after we left chaff cutters, we were only, for the first 2 hours, we were only averaging about 15 kilometres an hour, and then it got a whole lot worse than that.
Yeah.
But
some of those washouts were pretty...
the sandhills, yeah, some of those washouts were pretty average. But what blew me away was the sandhills up the top.
Great colour.
They were just phenomenal. They were great sandy desert quality sand dunes, and probably bigger.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Really red, deep red.
Yep. Do yourself a favour. Go do a trip up the West Kennedy Ranges.
Definitely.
Because it's a hell of a trip. I said earlier that we probably could have camped up one of the campgrounds up top, but it was just too hot today. It was 40 odd degrees.
Oh, no.
I almost suggested
After the wind last night.
And I almost suggested, do you want to pull up here at 3 o'clock? But there was just no shade either. No shade, stinking hot.
Come down and relax a bit more.
I think it's much nicer down here than up there. Shut up, you bastard!
I think they followed us. The chaff cutters is a nice spot, though, isn't it?
It was beautiful.